So without wasting much of our time, so I think we can do that after this training. So I'm sure we're all familiar with ZKTeco BioTime, formerly known as BioTime Cloud, which is now BioTime Africa. So I'm sure we are all familiar with what it does. Last year we had numerous training on it, and we'll continue to do so because we need more people on board on the BioTime Africa board. So there are so many things, there are so many opportunities around this. There are so many solutions you can come up with around it. Like I said, if you have any solution, if you have anything to, any solution you feel BioTime Africa can achieve, so you can reach out to us. Talk.
Bluetooth mode.
Sorry, we can't hear you, please. I can't hear you. What's wrong with the audio? Hello, sir. Please, I can't hear you. Your audio is not functioning. Hello? Can you hear me, please? Can you do something about the audio? We can't
No,
hear you.
Mr. Fair. Hello, Mr. Fair. We can't hear you.
We can't hear you. Maybe you have to start over again. We can't hear you at all. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you all hear me now?
Your voice is faint.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, the voice is back now. The voice is
Okay,
back.
the voice is, yeah. So I think my Bluetooth was on and it was connected to my headset. So sorry about that. So now that we are all on board, I would like to hear feedbacks about BioTime Africa. I'm sure most of us we've done one or two things with BioTime Africa. And if you haven't, don't worry. I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to at least get you up to the start on how it works. And also I'm going to be sharing one of the most important slides you need to get started with BioTime Africa. So I'd like to hear feedbacks from one or two people on how BioTime Africa works. So if you know you have something to say about that, you can just raise your hand. Anyone? Okay, so I guess we are all new to the solution. All right, so moving on. So, here's how it's going to be. So I'm going to be showing you a live demonstration of BioTime Africa, so that when you want to try it on your own, I'm not just going to be showing you slides, because slides are not always as detailed as going through the system itself. So I'm going to be showing you step-by-step guide on how you can do that. So I want to make myself a user of BioTime Africa now. Where would I go? Please, can you mute your mic, please? Lekon, can you help with this? Daring, Lekon, can you please help with Please help with this. Please help with this. Darian and Lekon, please. All right, so let me go to first. So I'm new to BioTime Africa, right? And I want to know more about BioTime Africa. I want to implement the solution. Where will I go? The first thing to do is I go to the ZKTeco website. So which is zkteco-wa.com. I go to the ZKTeco website. So this is the first thing. Oh, I guess they're doing some stuff on ZKTeco. So I go to the ZKTeco website. I reach out to inquiry. So I talk to inquiry. As you can see here, this is chat with Dave. This is chat with Dave here. So you can just chat with Dave. Dave is going to give you more information on how BioTime Africa works, what it does. So that is the first thing. The second thing is I go to the BioTime Africa login page, which is biotime.ng. So all you just need to do is type biotime.ng. So what biotime.ng does is that biotime.ng, which is known as BioTime Africa, is a cloud-based attendance management system. So by cloud-based, I mean you are not doing much of installation, you are not doing any installation, you are not doing, so all you just need to do is to set up your account on the cloud and you do the necessary setup with your attendance device and you are good to go. So it is a kind of an HRM system that helps in attendance monitoring, check-in and check-out, employee management in general. So the first thing I do is I go to the BioTime Africa page. So when you go to the BioTime Africa page, this is the first thing you see the website. So, and if you are new to this, you click on the sign up. So as you can see, it is very simple, easy to deploy. It is a very simple solution, very easy to deploy. So when you click on the sign up page, this is what you get. You input your email ID, you input your phone number, you enter your password, again, then you check these two boxes, then you sign up. So when you click on sign up, an email will be sent to you from MyNever IoT. So you get the email, so with a link. So the email comes with an attached link. So when you get the link, you click on the link and it redirects you back to the biotime.ng page. So when it redirects you, you'll be asked to create a company. So when you create a company, it will now redirect you back to the sign-in page. So this is the sign-in page. So it will ask for 3 credentials, which is the email you used to register, the company name, and the password. So you can see this is enter email ID or employee ID. So I'm going to come to the employee ID part. So just go with me. So this is the email. So I have an email set already. Taufik. I'm going to be using our ZK test. So this is the company name. So one thing, when you are creating a company name, you can be doing that now. You can just follow the process now with me. Just go to biotime.ng, sign up. So start the process, and so you can also see how it works. So when you do that, you verify your company. So when you verify company, you enter your password. As you can see, I have my password here, and you log in. So when you log in, this is what you get. When you log in, this is what you get. You get the dashboard. So you get the dashboard on your first login. So when you log in, this is what you get. As you can see, this is the BioTime Africa dashboard. So this is how the dashboard will be. So the dashboard is segmented according to every company you create. So as you can see, this is this zktest.biotime.ng. So this is my own test company, and this is my own test. This is my own BioTime interface. So you have your own unique BioTime interface. So what you get on the dashboard. You get the real-time graph, you get the real-time clock in, clock out. Then you get the overall statistics. Blakon, please, can you please mute? Please, if you know your mic is off, please kindly mute your mic, please. Please mute your mics. All right, so let's move on. So this is the real-time data. This is the overall statistics. So by real-time data, it means you can see, you can get the check-in, check-out of your employees in any of their locations. You can see the time they check in, you can see the time they check out, you can see the dates. Also, for the overall statistic, you can see the number of employees you have. You can see the total number of employees that are present. You can see the new joining. You can see the number of employees that are absent. You can see those that have resigned. You can see the late arrival. You can see devices. You can see the LED. So you can get all this information. Also, there are some
Please, I'm on train. So just yeah.
Who is? All right, so we have some costumes. We have some costumed things you can also do. You can also set events. You can set birthdays. So this is a test birthday. So if you have an employee that is doing a birthday, you can get notifications here. And also, if you have different companies, you can also see devices that are present in each of your companies. So don't mind these Indian this thing. So BioTime NG is actually integrated with Google Maps, so you can actually see every devices at every of your locations. That is, if you have different companies, and integrating everything together is very easy. So let's move to the modules. So you can see we have 5 modules that comes with BioTime NG, and also we have the guide, then we have the subscription. So here you can go to the guide. So when you go to the guide, so the guide gives you a step-by-step thing. I know some people don't really pay cognizance to this, to the guide. So when you go to the guide, you can see a step-by-step detailed instruction on how you can make use of BioTime NG. Unlike the important parts, you can look into to make use of the BioTime NG. So you can check out the guide, but don't worry, I'm going to show you everything. So let's move to the subscription. So we have the subscription, so you can click on the subscription button here. So when you click on the subscription, it shows you, okay. I'll have to reload this. Let me reload and go to subscription. So when you click on subscription, this is what you get. We have the free trial for 50 employees, 3 devices, 100,000 transactions, 50 mobile applications. So we have the free trial. So if you have 50 employees and you have 3 devices or less, if you have 50 employees or less, you're on the free trial. So it means you can use BioTime Africa for free. I know you'd all love that. So if you have 50 employees, it means you can use BioTime Africa for free. And also, we have the standard. So if you have more than 50 employees, 50 to 200 employees, you'll be on the standard. Subscription plan. So if you're premium, more than 500 enterprise, then for customization, that's when you have about 5,000 employees. and more. So these are the plans. So when you click on select, so you put your subscription duration, employee count, then you create your order. So you create your order here. So when you create your order, so the sales people in charge of BioTime Africa, they are going to receive your order and they are going to reach out to you. So once they reach out to you, you get the pricing of each plans that you want to make use of. But now you can make use of the free trial, 50 employees or less, then 3 devices. So you can make use of that. All right, so let's move to the about section. So we have the about section. So this is where you can get the details of your BioTime Africa. So you can see your license information right here. This is a test license. So I have enough to do any test I want to do. And also you can see the help. So when you click on help, it automatically downloads a user manual also to help you go deep into BioTime.ng. So, and also you can see language. So if you're in, we have English and Espanol at the moment, but soon we are going to be adding French. So for French speaking countries. So that is that. Then we have the logout section. If you want to log out, we have the logout. Then we have the password if the admin wants to change password. All right. So let's go to the first module, which is the personnel. So as you can see, this is just the way BioTime engine works is it gives you this everything is in form of hierarchy. There's this hierarchical structure BioTime Africa set in place to enable ease of use and to enable ease of usage. So we have the departments. So for your organization, every organization would have a department, right? Even if it is just a small SME, you can have you have your department, right? So you can. So the first thing you do when you want to set all this up, you set up your departments. So you give your department ID, and you give your department name. You set up your department. So as you can see, I have some departments set up here. We have the engineering department, logistic. We have the HR department also set up here. So you can set up as many departments as you want. You can have as many departments as you want. So you can also delete departments. So we have the position. So position is the position of everyone in the company. So we can start from the CEO. You can have the CEO. You can create the CEO. You can have the head of accounts. You can have the CFO. You can have the COO. So you can create that. So the area, which is definitely one of the most important, is so the area works with the device. So which I'm going to show you. So it is very important to set your area according to the location of the device. So if you have a device in Lagos, so you can just set it as Lagos. So if you have a device in Kano, you can set the area, you can create area and set it as Kano. So you can create area here. So the reason for this area is because you want to map this particular area, you want to identify it with a particular device. So that's what BioTime Africa wants. So BioTime Africa would really want you to be able to identify a device if you are going to be using that device with it, or else you'll be getting not authorized. Okay. So let's move to the holiday location. So you can do whatever you want to do, but I'm just going to be touching the important parts. So one of the most important parts is the area, the departments. These are the important parts. So let's move to employee. So this is the employee. So this is where you create employees. So there are 2 ways you can add your employees. There are 2 ways. So I'm going to be stating I'm going to be stating those ways when I come to the device module. So, but for now, this is the employee section. This is where you do whatever you want to do in the employee section. So you can create employee. You can see all these asterisks. You can see the employee ID, the department, the position, the first name, the area, which is very important. So for the software to be able to identify employees to a particular device. So this is where you can see where area comes into play, why having an area is very, very important. So because area is going to map not just the device, it's going to map the not just the device, not just your device to your software. It is also going to identify also going to allow your software identify every of your personnel with your device. So that's what area does. So you can create employee ID, you can create first name, department. These are the important parameters you need. The employee ID, the department, the position, the first name, the area, the mobile number, and the email. I'm going to come to this soon. These two are very important, especially. All right. So we have the mobile, we have the email. So this mobile and email, they are very important. So I'm going to state their importance. So these are other additional features that you are going to need. And these are some modules that comes with the employee device settings. So this is where you give the employee privilege on the device after you've added the device. I'm still coming to this part. So this is the attendance settings. So this is where you make use of your self-service. You want to use the device with your mobile application. I'm still coming to that. This is the mobile app settings. This is the WhatsApp setting. Although WhatsApp is currently disabled, we are currently working on the WhatsApp push and also the SMS settings. We are working on both. So we are trying to get SMS providers that are going to work with BioTime Africa in Nigeria. All right, so let's move to, so these are other additional features you can use, resign, approval workflow. So these are not really important, but you can go through it. So approval workflow is just like saying you want to create some kind of a workflow such that when an employee does manual log, there has to be some level of approvals. So it means every manager would need to have their own account so that they can be able to accept that particular request that has been made by the employee. So this is where you do the workflow settings. So let's move to the device. So the device, one of the most important parts is the device. So now when you have, when you purchase our ZKTeco device, attendance device, so when you meet our salespeople, tell them you need an attendance device. I'm going to give you a range of device according to your specifications. You don't have to bother about the price because we have different prices for different that will support this solution, ranging from low-cost devices to devices with high cost. So we have all those. So as you can see, this is my device. A device has been added here already. So, but let me move to the slide and show you how it was done. So before starting this, do we have any question? Do we have any question? All right, I think we are all good. So this is how we add device to BioTime NG. Do you have any question before I proceed? If we don't, I think I'll proceed. Okay, Mr. Namdi.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I have just a couple of questions, but let me just ask the first one. For instance, by the time you add the employee into the system, must the employee have an internet on his phone using the app for the system to identify him, or must there be a Wi-Fi network within the premises of the company?
Are you talking about the employee using the mobile app?
Yes, exactly.
We are coming to that place. We will get it.
Okay.
So we won't get people up before we get it. So I'm going to touch. I'm going to touch that. Yeah, more time. So this is how you add the device, your device, any device you've gotten. This is how you add it to the BioTime NG. So when you go to the menu of any device you've gotten, so our devices comes in two. We have Linux-based devices. We have Android-based devices. So this is an example of the Linux-based devices. You don't have to worry; they all come in the same menu, but just different designs. So this is our comp. So when you're about to add the device, you go to the menu, you go to the comp on the device, then you go to the cloud server setting on the device. So if you purchase a device that does not have cloud server settings, kindly reach out to us at ZKTeco. So you go to the ZKTeco website, you chat with Dave, you chat with our technical personnel, they will attend to you live. All right. So when you go to the cloud server settings, you click on the cloud server. When you navigate to comps, you go to cloud server settings. Then you click on enable domain name. Enable domain name. So when you click on enable domain name, you can see from my BioTime, when I created my company, which was ZK Test. So it's the URL I got was zktest.biotime.ng. So ZKTest is a subdomain to BioTime, to the biotime.ng domain. So it means whenever you create any company, your company becomes a subdomain to the biotime.ng domain, which is BioTime Africa. So are we clear on that? So when you create a company, so you put the URL on the device, and you have to put it in this format: https:// your subdomain .biotime.ng. So it has to be in this format. So https:// your subdomain the biotime.ng domain. So this is what you do. So when you enable domain in your class of settings, you enter the address. So when you do this, this is what you get. So you get not authorized. So as you can see, when I was talking about the area, I said you have to create an area. So you have to create an area so that you can identify that area with your software. So this is how it basically works. So when you add your device, what you get is not authorized on your system. So when you put in the domain, you don't have to worry about manually adding. You have two options there, but the best option is to let the software, let it search for that particular domain that you've just added. Let it search for that particular device itself. So when it does that, this is what you see. So you see this pop-up, then you see area not authorized, then you see the status. So you can see the status here. So the software automatically assigns a different public IP to that device. So this is what you get. So when you get this, the next thing. So let me now move back to the BioTime Africa. So when you get this, actually we have some guys working on this thing. I was working on this. So this device is actually in Bangalore, India. So you can see this is what you get, right? This is what you get, not authorized. So when the software automatically pops up this information, the first thing is it displays not authorized. The reason is because the software doesn't know where the device is, it doesn't know the location, so it cannot confirm the status of that particular device. Although it knows that something has been attached to it, it knows that an IP it knows that there's a particular device that is calling it. but it won't authorize that device unless you set that particular area. So when you see something like this, all you just do is you click on this serial number, then you get when you get this, so when you get this, you click on the not authorized, then you go to, so when you click on this drop down in the area, so the area you've created there is what you are now going to add there. So as you can see, the areas we have here are what are present here in the personnel section. This is what we have here. You can see test account Bangalore, Abuja. So you can also add, well, you can add Lagos. You can add Lagos, and you're good. So you can have, so this device is currently, this particular device you're seeing is currently in India right now. So to show you how powerful BioTime Africa is that you can literally be anywhere outside Nigeria and you can add any of your devices. So if you have a company that has that are in multiple regions, and so you don't really need the HR to be traveling around for any employee management or that. You can actually have that on BioTime Africa. You can do all those managements on BioTime Africa. So when you click on this, you can now select the area. So I'm going to put this back where it is. So, and also you have to be mindful of the time zone. So I know Nigeria is +1. So you set your time zone. So this device is currently in Bangalore in India. So then attendance device, you check this yes, check this yes. That's all. Then you click on OK. Then you see the status. So if you see a red status, it means the device is not online yet. It means there's no internet connectivity on the device. So you have to have some sort of network on the device you're using. So you have to have some sort of network on the device you're using. All right. So that is that about adding device. I'm sure we're all clear on that. So okay, I think let me just finish this, then we can just use the remaining the few minutes we have. We can use it for the question. So this is what you do on the device. So we also have some additional functionalities on the device, firmware management. So all these data, work code, about templates, about photos, you can see the transactions of anyone accessing the device. You can see all the transactions here. And also you can view the log. So this log is probably whenever you're having issues with BioTime Africa, we can just tell you to, if we tell you to give us a picture of the error log. So this is where you go to send us a picture of the error log. So we have the mobile app. So this is the mobile app section. So let me talk about the mobile app. So like someone asked me if the employees are going to be needing internet on their phone. Yes, of course, you are going to be needing internet on your phone, but it doesn't really take much data. And this is how you do it. This is how you go about it. So let's say you have a personnel. We have personnel here. Okay, I think we have one. Okay, we have personnel here. So let's say we have a personnel here. Let me use this personnel. So let's say you have a personnel here and you want to set the feature. Also, before doing that, I need to show you the mobile app. So this is the BioTime NG mobile. Just go to Play Store, search for BioTime Cloud. So search for BioTime Cloud on Play Store. So this is the BioTime Cloud mobile app. So this is the BioTime Cloud mobile app. So you go to Play Store, you search Play Store for the BioTime Cloud mobile app. So you have every employee that you want. If you have employees that you want them to, and you want them to use the mobile app, So the reason for mobile app is because sometimes you have employees, you have them, some employees they are unstable, right? So you have some employees that they go out every day. Just you can have salespeople that go out every day, they don't come back, they go to Ikeja, they meant to go to Ikeja, they go to different locations and they don't come back. So how do you track those employees? So we do that using the BioTime Cloud app. So and we do that also using the feature on BioTime Africa, which is called the Geo-fencing and geotagging of employees. So this is how you do it. So this is why I said the mobile app, the mobile number and the email is very important. So what you do is you put the mobile number, you can use any mobile number, then email, you put your email. So you put the mobile number, you put the email of the employee, then you go to mobile app settings, right? So you enable the mobile app status, enable this. You can see reset client. So reset client is used when, let's say, your employee changed their phone and the employee wants to use another phone. So you can just reset this, because if your employee change your phone, your employee won't be able to use BioTime Cloud using the same information on any other phone. So due to the security settings. So that's how the security settings work. So if you have your information on one particular phone, you won't be able to use it on another phone until you reset, you do this. So when you click on reset client, it automatically reset all the information on the node. Okay. All right, so all right, so you can also give role, you can also give the administrator role, you can give the employee role. So this is what you do. So when you do, and also you can also, if you don't want to do, okay, I don't want to set enable mobile app, I don't want to be doing it one by one, it is right here in app. So you can just click on all the employee and go to app here and you can enable. So you can enable the mobile app for all your employees. So if I click on enable here, so you can see mobile status, mobile punch, mobile outdoor service. So you can click that. So you can click that, you can confirm. And also, don't worry, this slide, you are going to get it. You are going to get this slide after the end of the show. The slide I used to teach you the device, you are going to get the slide. Don't worry, we are going to clear that. All right, so when you click on enable mobile app, so let me go back to the employee. So this is what you do. So when you click on enable mobile app, it means this employee is ready. This employee is ready to use a mobile app, right? So if you don't enable this mobile app, even if the employee downloads the BioTime Cloud application, they won't be able to use their information. So this is very important. One other important thing is the attendance settings. So the attendance settings is to set the password that your employees are going to use to access the mobile app. So you can just, and the password has to be in a numeric format. So you can set it to as much as possible. So, but it has to be in a numeric format. So you set a password, it's just like a passcode. So set a passcode in a numeric format. So when you do all this and you confirm, you can now tell the employee to go to their, so you can give them the credentials, give them the details. So they can now go to their phone on BioTime Cloud. So they can now log in. So if you've downloaded the BioTime Cloud, you are going to see the email, which is the email of the employee. You are going to see the passcode. You are going to see the company. So in the company, all you just have to do is just to put your company name. Don't put the don't put the URL or anything, just put the company name. If my company name is ZK Test, I'm only going to put the company name ZK Test, then you accept, then you log in. So you can go through our YouTube videos on how you can set mobile app is there on YouTube, so you can check that and you are good to go. And also, if you need the link, I can also share you the link to access the video on how you can use the mobile app. So that is that. So then the next thing now is to make use to set some specific instructions on the mobile app. So that's the next thing. So after you've created all this, you've done all the necessary configurations for all the employees, you've enabled app, you've set their passcodes and all that. So you can now go to geofence of employee or geofence of department. So geofencing of employee means if you have an employee going to a particular place at a particular time, so you can set it such that when they get to a particular radius within where they are going to, they can clock in and they can clock out. Let's say they are going for a visit somewhere, and although some employees they are crook, right? So they'll just tell you they are going somewhere, then they'll go somewhere else. So they can just go there. When they get to, so you have to set the instructions such that when they get within a specific range, they can now clock in. If they are not within that range to where they are going, they won't be able to clock in. So that's the power of the geofencing features. So, and this is how I do it. When I click on add, so you select the employee. So I'm going to be using this employee. So when you select the employee, you get a drop here. You can select as multiple employee that you want. And also you can create a department. You know, when you have a department, yeah, so you can do it based on departments also. So you can do it based on departments. So you have to. So after from the department you've created in the personnel, so you see the departments, you see the drop down here. So you can do it in two ways. So when you click on geofence of employee, so you can now set the range. You can set the range. You can set it to 50 meters. You can set it to any meter. So I can say this person. So you can type the address of where that person is going. Let me say this person is going to so place in Ikeja. This person is going to Ikeja City Mall. So you can see Ikeja City Mall on the map, right? So you can also now set the range. I can say I want this person to be 500 meters. You can see this circle. So if this person is at K2, somewhere in K2, the person can clock. If the person is somewhere that meter, the person can clock. You can also reduce it to 500 meters. So it means the person has to be very close to Ikeja City Mall before they can clock in. Before they can clock in on their device. So these are one of the functionalities of this. And also you can set the start date. You can set the start date, you can set the end date, so whatever you want. You can set the start date, you can set the end date also, so whatever you want. So that's the power of the geofencing. And also you can geofence department. So these are the two important features you can do in order to set the mobile application for your employees. So let me move to attendance because we don't have much time. So let me move to attendance. So this is the attendance section. So this is where, and this part is, please let me finish with the training. You can ask your question. Okay. Sorry. So because we don't have much time, so let me just finish with this. So because I want everyone to really know how to be able to start and get them. So if you have a question, just write it down. After this, I'm going to take your question. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere until I answer all your questions. So you don't have to worry. So this is the attendance. So this is the part that is very important for the HR, for any HR or anybody. So we have the global rule, we have the department's rule. So this is where you set the rule. The global rule. You can see when late exceeds so minutes, consider as absent, consider as late, consider as half day. So I think before moving to this part, let me explain the timetable so that you can be able to get what all these operands, what they really mean. So this is the timetable. This is the shift. This is the timetable. So you can see add normal timetable. So when you get to the attendance section, the first thing you do is to create a timetable. So timetable is like creating a timetable for your shifts, right? Creating a timetable where you want, when you want your employee to check in, when you want them to check out, particular time and all that. So this is where you do that. So you can see when you click on add normal timetable, you see a default check-in, check-out of 9 to 6. So you can set it to any time you want. You can set it to 5. You can set it to anytime you want. And also, if you have a department doing like multiple shifts, you can also set the timetable. So you can see this is a timetable of someone doing a night shift. So they are meant to clock in by 6. They are meant to check out by 8. So, and also it is very important that if you are creating a night shift, you should always add the cross day at the checkout, because they are checking out the next day. So this person is checking in 8 o'clock today, and the person will be checking, this person is checking in around 6 o'clock today, and the person will be checking out by 8 o'clock the next day. That's a cross day of 1. So if they are to work non-stop till like 2 days, you can add it to like any day. So if they have to check out on the 3rd day, they work till the 3rd day without going anywhere. So you can also do that. So this is what you do. So you can set multiple timetables. You can set as much as you want. You can set as much. You can set as much as you like. You can set multiple timetables. You can set as much as you like. So after setting your timetable, then we now go to shifts. So that is what you do. So first thing, set the timetable. Second thing, go to shifts. So when you go to shifts, you can now add shifts. So timetable is the time schedule you are going to set for your employee. Shift is now the day schedule. Timetable is the time schedule. Shift is like the day schedule using the timetable that you've set. So shift is used to assign, let me just define it this way, like shift is used to assign a timetable to a particular day. So, right, so we have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to Friday. So, and we have the cycle. So you can choose any of the shifts you've created. So you just click on this check mark, then you add that shift. If you are working on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we have Saturday, we have Sunday. If you don't want it, you can just tap on it back, tap back, tap back, tap back. So you can do it Tuesday, Wednesday. So you can make it very flexible according to what you want to set, what your organization wants to set. You might be having some employees that work on Monday, Tuesday, but don't work on Wednesday. You can set a separate shift for them since they work on Monday, Tuesday every week. You can have some employees, there's this, some organizations, they have this very dynamic shifts configurations, and you can achieve it with the BioTime Africa. So if you have any that you don't know how to go out on that, you can write it down. You can ask me after this question. And if you don't have it now, probably you have it somewhere else, you can reach out to us on ZKTeco-wa.com. I'm going to show you after this. Reach out to us on our website and chat with us in real time. So you can set the shift name. You can set morning, afternoon, night. So you can do that, then you can confirm. So when you do that, this is what you get. Afternoon, office, admin, general shift. So you see, you can set your shift to whatever you want. So you can also see the timetable here. And you can also export your timetable. So you can set the timetable, export it. So the reason for this global rule is that after you set your timetable, right? After you've set your timetable, you can see when late exceeds. Consider as, so let's say your employee is meant to resume 8, and your employee is now, I think 5:40 minutes is like I think 7 to, is this 7 hours or 7 to 8 hours or something. So that's 5:40. So 60 minutes an hour, yeah. So when it exceeds 5:40 minutes, it means the person has been absent for about 7 hours. Consider as what? You can choose whatever you want, late, half day, absent. You can also reduce it to whatever, probably you set it to 8, right? So when late exceeds 58 minutes, consider as what? You can still leave it as late. So when early leave exceeds, when work duration exceeds, so you can set all these things according to what you want, then you can save. So this is what global rule is for. Also, departmental rule is if you have different departments and each department, so this is for a dynamic organization that works on a very dynamic shift structure. This is what you do. So you can add departmental rule, you can add departments, you can do all that. So these are the important things that you need. So we have the schedule. So this is where you run your schedule. We have this departmental schedule, we have the employee schedule, we have the temporary schedule, we have the schedule view. We also have approvers. So approver is, I'm going to be taking all these in the next class, but approver is meant for the employees. I think we have 7 minutes to go. So approval is meant for the employees leave. So approval is done when you have an employee request for an approval on their own interface. So let me tell you that employee also have their own interface, and I think I would really like to quickly show you that. Before we round up, or I can show that in the next. Okay, I think I'll show that in the next. I'll show that in the next training. So probably would extend this. The next training is still going to be. I can probably make it BioTime Africa so that we can finish on this. But let's just go through this. So this is what approval does. So mark that. I'm going to make a training on this also. We don't have much time. I really want to take questions before going. So we have the holiday, we have the outdoor management, you have the reports. So reports, this is where you generate reports. So you can see we have different report formats, we have different report structures. We have the transaction report, we have the scheduling report, we have the daily report, we have the monthly report, we have the summary report. So we have the calculate. Calculate is what you do to give any attendance you want to generate. Calculation is what you do to give it a structure. So let's take questions. I think we're about to round up. So if you have any questions, please, let me start taking questions. We have a few minutes to go. So if you have a question, please ask your question.
Okay, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, my name is Femi Onomade. I'm
Femi.
actually new into this. But
Morning.
thank you for your time and for the explanation.
Yeah.
I have some few questions here.
Okay.
When you talk about adding personnel to the BioTime Africa,
Yes.
is there a provision for batch upload? Maybe through a CSV file or any other means?
Absolutely, there's a provision for batch. Thank you for raising that question. So this is what you do to do the batch upload. So when you go to the employee, you'll see imports. So you just click on import employee. When you click on import employee, you choose your file. So, but note, the best thing, what I tell people is that you have to download the templates. So when you download the templates, you see this download templates here. When you click on download templates, it gives you this structure. So your tables must be in accordance to this, because if it is not in accordance to this, you are going to get errors. So this, the template table has to be in accordance to this, right? So the serial number comes first, in the first row, employee ID, second row, first name, third row, department ID. So it has to be in all these formats. Because if you don't put it, if you are putting a department ID before employee ID, when you want to confirm, you are going to get an error. But don't worry about the errors. It is going to vividly describe the details of your errors so that you can be able to make the changes on your Excel format. So that's how you do a batch upload.
Okay, thank you for that. Then when you talk about geofencing,
Yes.
what can be done in a situation, let's take, for example, a salesperson or a marketer.
Yes.
Like you said, is the area of concentration is Ikeja City Mall.
Yes.
What if he drives down to Ikeja City Mall and clock in and leave the location, and at the time of clocking out, he's still going back to that location, whereas he's not at that present location to probably do the work is to be done in that region. So is there anything, maybe the geofencing, the GPRS will be able to monitor to see this guy did not stay in this place for a certain number of hours he's supposed to stay.
So
he only drives in and drive out.
Oh, that's what you are talking about, is actually tracking employees. And I don't think that is in line with organizational rules. I don't know, probably some organizations do it, but I don't think that is in line with tracking employee is actually a good idea. I don't think so, but that is not implemented yet. That is not implemented yet. So what is implemented is geotagging, geofencing. They have to get to this particular place before they check in or check out.
Yeah, let me just
or if you want to, we are currently working on a tracking solution, but this is not to track employees. This is actually to track the location of the device. So we can have like a school bus solution where you have student school bus, and you want to track the location of that school bus. You want to see the location of the school bus everywhere. So you can do that with, we are currently working on a solution that will support that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I want to add to that question because I have that same question to it. Okay, now, since it doesn't track the location of the staff, is it possible that when the staff leave the geofencing area, it will just send a notification immediately that this person is not within the geofencing area?
No, the thing is, your employees, they work, the HR works with the attendance, the check-in, check-out details, right? If the employee is not within the specific region where they are meant to be, they won't be able to check in. And what the app does also is that before you check in, you have to make sure that you are in that particular location, and you have to take a picture of yourself in that particular location before you clock in. So that's
sorry, I don't know if I can modify the question. I understand that, but what I was saying, assuming just based on the question,
I get sending information to the HR, informing the HR that someone is not there. It's not
in case the guy just came in, clocking, and after he left, so as he's going out of the geofencing, so is that there should be a way of notification that is not within the geofencing area.
No, it doesn't work like that. It still boils down to tracking. It still boils down to tracking of employees.
It's okay, that's nice.
You can achieve that. You can achieve that with the device, but we can achieve that with a device which we are currently working on. But achieving that with an employee is not. What if they turn off their Google location?
Location, that's another thing.
So it's actually not in line with some organizational goals, tracking employees, seeing what they do and where they go. So it's actually not in line with some organizations. So that's why that solution was not. So we just narrow it down to, you have to get to this specific location before you check in, before you check out.
Okay, sorry, another question from me.
Wait, can you hold on? Let Mr. Richard just ask his questions.
All right.
Then you can. Mr. Richard, can you ask your question?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ife. I have two questions, please.
Yeah.
I would like to know, does this BioTime Africa support multiple admin privileges?
Yes, absolutely. I want to touch that
Okay.
just because we don't have much time, but probably let me just quickly brush through that. So let me just give you an head start so that when you want to implement it, you can be able to know what to do. You see, when you go to systems, so you see group and you see users, right? So in this group, you can create different privileges, right? So in accordance with the software. So if I say technical, I can say that I want technical people to only access the system part and the device part. So when I check this and also the access part, so when I check this, when I confirm this, it is going to create a group name, right? So at the point of now creating a user, so you can now see this, you can invite user, put their username, put the email of the user you want to invite. So when you put the email, when you confirm, it is going to automatically send a link to that user to set their password. So when you click on this user, you can now go to groups here. So when you go to groups, you can now select that group you've created. So when you confirm this, so it means this person, whenever this person accesses your BioTime Africa interface, they are only going to see the specified domains that you ticked, which are the device, the access, and the system. They are not going to see attendance, they are not going to see personnel.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is how to do that. So that's how to set multiple privilege to the BioTime Africa software. So
Okay, thank you. My second question.
Yes.
Yes, perfectly. Okay, please, can you go back to that attendance dashboard, the global rule?
Okay.
Yeah, scroll down. There's a place. Okay, this calculation item.
Okay.
The check-in here is on 0, and then breakout is 0002. Checkout is on 1. Please, can you explain what role that plays?
So this is in accordance with the device. You know, we have some device that uses keypad. So, and we have on those devices, we have manual and we have auto. We have the manual. We have the manual personalization. We have the auto personalization. The manual personalization means when you get to the device as an employee, you have to press the number 0. So when you press the number 0, the device automatically switches to check-in. Then you can now check in. So when it is on number 1, it automatically switches to 1 before you check in. Do you get? You can also achieve this on the device. It has that functionality on the device. You just have to go to the personalize. You can set it to manual. You can set it to auto. So it is very important you don't touch this, because once you do this, once you know the numbers on this, it automatically sends the instruction to the device straight. So if you don't touch it, it will be dormant. But if you touch it, it will automatically send these instructions to the device. So that's that. Okay. Mr. Femi, can you ask a question now?
Okay, yeah, I will actually have loved how I saw when you try to link the device to the Bio African app. But at what point do you link the device physically, or the moment you just put the parameter, or how does it see the device? You know, in a network situation, you must have connected whether through direct LAN or Wi-Fi. But in a situation where you have the device scattered all over Nigeria, and at the individual point they are connected to Africa, how do you search for the device?
So BioTime Africa has actually made it easy. So on the device, all you just have to do is have a stable internet, and you follow this. You follow the instructions. I think if you follow this training, I showed you steps on how you can enable the device, see the software. So when you click on the device, you always have this comes. So ZKTeco devices comes with both Android comes in a
Yeah, you said, yeah.
109. I said that. So when you go to the menu, you go to comms. When you go to comms, you go to cloud server settings. So cloud server setting is what enables the interaction, the HTTPS interaction or HTTP interaction between a particular server and a particular devices you are going to sync with that particular server. So when you now go to the cloud server settings, you have to enable domain name, because if you are not enable domain, if you don't enable this domain name, it means probably you are using BioTime 8.0. So that's another software which probably I'm going to be having a training with it. We have the OEF for that. So when you enable the domain name, you put, all you just have to do is put this, your company domain. Mine is ZKTest, so don't put ZKTest. Put the company that you created. Then put .BioTime.ng, which is our domain. So this, your company, when you create your company, BioTime Africa automatically makes it a subdomain to the BioTime NG, to this URL, which is BioTime.ng. So it automatically makes it a subdomain to its URL. So, right, so you put your domain, you put your subdomain, which is your company name, then you put it the domain. So once you do this, the software, as long as the device is online, note, the device has to be online. The device has to be connected to internet. It has to be connected to internet. It is very important. So when you do that, you automatically see this. It automatically pops up this. This is what it shows. So you don't have to do any manual thing or anything. You can just refresh your software. You automatically see this. So when you see this, you can now go ahead and
okay, sorry, what if similar devices are around?
As long as you are not putting that domain, that thing that you set, as long as you are not putting it on those devices, and you can.
Okay, so do I have to put the subdomain on individual device?
Yes. So
okay, so I have to register them on individual device.
Yes, absolutely. So
but
when
I will first register that on the app, on the web application first.
Yes. You first register your domain, which is your company, on the application first. Then you can now put it on all the devices. And you can now identify each of the devices with this serial, with their serial numbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
So let me take just one more question, and we are good. We round this up. We come back in 2 weeks' time to continue on more things. There are so many things we have in store for you this year. So Mr. Stefiu Sulaiman, so can you please ask a question?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Yes, sir. I want to ask that in such a way that you don't have time attendance, so I have an in-bio device modules at the site. So can in-bio work with this?
Controllers don't work with.
Controller don't work with it.
Yeah, there are two different solutions.
Yeah, that is number one. Number two question is that if concern about geo-fencing, so if one of the employees at the specific location and want to clock in, so I made the training late. I want to know where the employee will clock in and clock out. So I don't see.
It is on the phone. It is on the phone. They clock in on the phone.
Okay, it will show on the phone. This is the website.
Yeah. So when you download your BioTime app, so the employees, they just have to put the parameters that you preset. So when they do that, they will automatically see the check-in, check-out. We have a video on that. Don't worry. You get that. We share that with you. And I think it is also on YouTube. You can go to YouTube, you see it on. I made a video on that. I think
is when the training done, you send out all those to us.
Okay. So we share your video. So drop your mail. You can drop your mail in the chat.
Okay, I'll drop my mail.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I think someone was raising up. Yeah, Miss.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Good afternoon. I was one raising my hand earlier. So he asked the same question. I joined the meeting late because I'm at work, I know.
Okay.
So the training, I missed the earlier parts. I want to know if we're going to be able to get a recording on that?
Yeah, you get it is on YouTube. You are going to see it on YouTube in before the end of this week. You'll see it on YouTube. You're always going to see
What's the handle?
ZKTeco West Africa. Let me show you. So you can just go to sorry. So you go to youtube.com. When you go to YouTube, you click on you type ZKTeco West Africa on YouTube. You are going to see our page. Sorry, the internet is quite slow. So when you go to YouTube, you are going to see. Okay, I think something.
Okay, I think I've seen it. ZKTeco West Africa.
Yeah, so
it's a tab. It's a tab.
Yeah, so you just go into our page and you're good to go.
So the training for today is going to be on YouTube as well.
Yeah, it's going to be on YouTube. Every training is going to be on YouTube. And you can also see some videos. We make some do-it-yourself videos. We make videos on log solutions, different solutions, different things you need. We make videos on that. And if you are still not clear on some of the things, you can do well to reach out to us on our websites. Then we'll support you there in real time. Mr. Yeah.
Could you drop it on the chat or
our website?
Yes, please.
Okay, the website is okay. Let me just go here so I can just that should even be what. Let me go here so I can just give you all the link to our website. So this is the link to everything you want to know. So Mr. Bamidele Adekunle, I think is going to be the last. That's going to be the last question I'm going to take. Mr. Bamidele Adekunle.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my question is, if you install time attendance machine and it's connected to the software,
yeah,
how do you view your transaction of that particular location, the machine? How do you view the transaction on it?
So this is how you view the transaction of a particular location. This is how you view the location on the BioTime Africa. Whenever you want to generate any reports, let's say I want to generate a report here. The first thing you do is you calculate. Make sure you calculate. That's very important. You calculate because so you won't be getting some wrong clock in, clock out. So you can calculate you can see here that you can see area here. So area is for all the location of the devices that I have. So you can just click calculate for a particular area. So when you do that, you go to the reports, you choose any of your reports. You can choose daily reports, daily attendance. Go here, you can see area here. So you just click on the area, you select the area, and it is going to drop all the users in that particular area. It's going to drop it down in the reports. So I think that answers that.
So, Mr. Efe?
Yeah.
Mr. Efe?
Sir Israel.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Thanks for the teaching so far, sir.
Yeah, time has gone. All right, let's quickly take this last one. That's it.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. So if you have any questions, you can just share it with us.
I sent something on the chat, but you didn't notice only my comment on the chat section, sir. About the clocking, like the crossover settings.
Yeah.
On the crossover settings,
yes.
If one employee is working from like 6 p.m. to like 3 a.m. or 12 noon for the second day, now the cross should be in 2, not 1.
The second day?
Yes, sir.
If the employee is working from what? From
like 6 p.m. today to the next day.
3 a.m. the next day.
Like the next day. Now the
it will be on 1. No, it will be on 1.
It should be From my experience, sir, if it's on one, it won't accept, sir.
No, that's because you did not do the half day settings.
Sir?
That is because you did not set the half day.
Okay, can you show me that, please?
Yeah, this is table. Yes, the half day. So this is when you do this. When you do this, you go to the half day. I did not capture this. So when you go to the half day, because the error you will surely get is the half day. So if I set this to 0 and click OK, you see invalid time. Please check half day time, right? So when you click on the half day, so half day is just like halving, like the total number of days. If you are working for 10 hours, it means you set a five hours half day for the first check-in, second check-in. You set another 5 hours for the first check-in, second check-in. So that's what you do. So probably you might be having issues with your half days. So yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir. All right, so I'll be rounding up. If you have any questions, just reach out to us on ZKTeco West Africa @oba.com. So next week, I'm going to be introducing you to one very unique solution, one solution that is very interesting, and I want you guys to be there. You don't want to miss this. These are solutions that they are like life-changing solutions. So I'm going to be introducing you to one special solution, and I want it to be there. I don't want to say it now. I don't say it. I want it to be there. It borders around everything that regards security, HRM generation, HRM, security, access control. It borders around everything. So I'm going to be talking about that solution in 2 weeks. So join me. A link will be sent to you guys. Register. And thank you very much. See you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.